All right, we could use your abilities now.
I got this.
No need for that.
Auto drive now enabled. Auto drive now disabled.
This is where that journalist mysteriously vanished while she was looking into SIRS mysteriously vanishing people.
Probably can dig up something good if we check it.
I thought we might be able to get ahead of those Stasi wannabes at SIRS, but I'm seeing signs of a struggle. I've tagged a few pieces of evidence that I can analyze more closely if you get me some high-resolution stills. It looks like there's something interesting under that car. Move it so we can have a closer look. Tyre tracks, left relatively recently. 24.9-inch diameter. Common size for a large chassis vehicle like a truck or a van.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
A notepad file is open. Looks like a journalist's. I've added a transcript to your data drive. We know she was here at least.
Thanks, Bags.
Let's take them down.
Someone spray painted the security cameras.
Shit. What now?
Oh, calm down. Did you think I had you take all those photos for my invite feed? If you find the CTOS hub, I can cross-reference the stills you took with the security feed and isolate the moments before the journalist was taken. It may contain a clue.
Acknowledged. Self-driving. More like free car.
Found it. Here is the image just as the camera was blacked out. Notice the van in the background. The partial license plate number indicates this is a government vehicle.
Huh. Interesting.
This confirms the journalist was most likely abducted by SIRS. You know who might know where an SIRS operative would take a questionably legally detained journalist? Another SIRS operative. I've got Malik on the line.
I don't trust him.
Do you have to? I suppose I might have an agenda. Then again, I might just be bored.
Yeah, and your point?
Look closely at the paint in the security still. It's not commercial. That's Kark paint. Chemical resistant. Military. Do you remember earlier when you saved me from Albion?
Fuck you!
Oh, come on, that was fun. Anyway, I didn't want the day to be a waste, so I installed a worm in their comms equipment that fed me, among other things, data on their supply requisitions. I just gave Bagley access to it.
Looks like Albion just ordered a crate of Kark paint in that color to the Albion Internment Center. Pushing the coordinates now. This is the Albion Internment Center. That journalist who was investigating the SIRS illegal kidnapping program should be inside.
We are keeping you safe. Investigating disturbance. Target sighted. Target resisting arrest. Using restraining measures.
Suspect must have made off.
There! It was that fucking drone! Please, no.
Persons found in contravention of the law will be subject to prosecution.
Blood clot! I am done with you.
Help me!
Failure to comply will result in mortal intervention.
Come on then.
Continuing unlawful activity will result in arrest.
Let's...
Desist. You will be restrained. Failure to comply will result in extreme measures. Warning. Continuing unlawful activity will result in arrest. Surrender yourself. Failure to comply will result
That sounds like Please, help!
Get yourself. It's... Jack! Cover me! Weapons jammed!
Suspect is injured! Suspect is nearby. Have a look. Help me. Gotcha! Please. Is this really necessary? Please, help!
Right, get her out.
Oh, thank you.
Damn it! Think we lost him. Job. Forge your future without. For information, visit our site. Remember to be vigilant when going about your daily activities. Report any suspicious activity or individuals.
Looks like you avoided them.
Thanks for your help and everything, but we have to keep this short. If I can't get out of this country tonight, I am colossally buggered.
Well, I'm with DedSec. How can we help?
All right then, maybe you can help. You see, Sirs found a legal loophole that's let them arrest you for anything they want. Did your butler's beagle have its hair cut by the same groomer as one of the tone bombers? Well, then Sirs can arrest you without a warrant, and the Snoopers Charter makes it legal.
How does that work?
Ever since London got on CTOS, SIRS has full access to every email, every phone call, every CCTV stream, everything. When you give over that level of information to the government, the question isn't how could they do it, it's how could they not?
Cool. I mean, that's bad. Look, here's an address. Someone will meet you there with a new passport.
Once the journalist makes it to safety, I'll make DedSec resources available to her so she can finish her story.
Good thinking, you clever bot.
Auto drive now enabled. Auto drive now disabled.
Well, mate, yeah. I know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thanks for checking in, Chief. I've been sort of torn up lately. An old friend of mine got jumped the other night. I want to go visit him, but, well, you know.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it was a pack of fuckers from EPAF. They knew my mate ain't from here. They kept yelling, England first, as they kicked the shit out of him.
How can we help?
I don't know.
That's terrible.
It's a classic paradox. The shittier a society gets, the less willing everyone is to share it. There's been a spike in anti-immigrant violence lately, perpetrated by organised groups like the EPAF.
Let me guess. Someone else is pulling their strings.
The EPAF, or English Patriotic Action Front, appears to be unusually well funded and organised. They could be connected to some larger criminal enterprise.
We need to dig into this.
Seriously, what is going on?
This doesn't need to get out of control. It's okay.
I think it's cute that
they're trying.
I'm not trying to experiment people trying to waft your money.
I just can't handle this right now.
I think we should all just relax.
This is Kennington Park. Local news reports indicate it's been occupied by a group of violent xenophobes calling themselves the English Patriotic Action Front.
There's something there.
One interesting email on here. It seems the EPAF answers to someone calling themselves Kingfisher, who is pushing them to attack immigrants.
Huh. Interesting. What else you got?
The laptop's GPS indicates a location where Kingfisher regularly meets with at least one EPAF member. I doubt they go there to swap football stickers or pick each other's hooves.
Probably can dig up something good if we check it.
Pushing the coordinates now. This is where an EPAF organizer had his regular meetings with Kingfisher, who seems to be pulling the EPAF's strings.
Disturbance detected.
What? Think this through. Reinforcements have arrived. Open your mouth. Piece of idiot. Deploying firearms. All eyes on the suspect. I'm taking you down.
They've got a gun! 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 They have a gun! God, is that...
Why do we have to meet in a police station? Makes me feel edgy.
It's good cover. If anyone sees you, they'll assume the old Bill picked you up.
Just weird to be sitting here without the old bracelets is all. So what have you got for us?
Names. It's a list of people in this neighborhood that Filament tells us will be prone to violence if provoked.
You want us to start some fights?
The bloodier the better. We want some nice, scary ultra-violence for Gran and Grandad on the evening news. Is that a problem?
How do we know this won't come back on me and mine?
Sirs wants the same thing you want. Everyone out of the Oval and the immigrant crisis resolved. You'd be doing a public service.
Ha! A public servant. Who'd have thought, eh?
Multiple files added to the data drive. And would you look at that? Kingfisher is an SIRS officer, so they're the ones funding the EPAF.
Serge is behind this. Shit. Just once I want it to be reptoids.
It's all here in the audio file, or you could just ask Kingfisher himself. The Met are lending him an office in this very police station.
Sorry, what? Why?
Maybe it cuts down on his commute. How should I know? Find him and take him out so we can put an end to this EPAF business.
Don't let the tit-head get away. Drone, initiate search.
Searching.
There's a gun over there. Help. Calm down.
Kingfisher is down. That should make it harder for those xenophobic goons to get their intolerant hands on military weaponry at the very least. Wish the same could be said for Albion. On a related note, you should probably scarper. The powers that be are trying to provoke immigrant violence to justify coming down on them like a ton of pricks.
What do I do?
I've asked Malik for his analysis.
The Surface will bury it if you release that recording to the media, so you'll have to self-distribute. SIR's protocol says to do two things: sow disinformation on the internet and distance themselves from the incident. Propaganda works, so no one will know what's true, and by the time the dust settles, anyone who could incriminate them will be gone.
Let's rock.
Agreed.
Done.
The ongoing protest against illegal immigration in Kennington Park has dispersed today, following rumours of turmoil amongst the protesters. SIRS confirms several of the protest's organisers have been arrested on outstanding warrants.
Movement during the scan.
I'm being as still as I can.
Alert.
You nasty.
Want to see how much havoc we can cause today? I promise it'll be fun.
You're talking to the wrong guy, man.
Auto drive. I still don't trust auto drive cars.
You're here. Let's find the prick you're after. That's her.
Let's take a holiday. Well, the taxi drops you a mile from the hotel.
Doctor, you wanted to speak with DedSec?
Right, here's the situation. Our hospital is run by AI from Kirkani Medical. Triage, treatment, all of it. It's done wonders for our bottom line, but I don't trust how it thinks.
What you mean?
Your friend is not the first one to be put in a coma. I've seen it happen before, and it doesn't end well.
Go on.
Every time the AI puts a patient in a coma, they die. Sometimes it takes a week, sometimes a month, but they never wake up.
The AI's gonna kill my friend, and you can't do nothing?
I'm sorry. I want this AI out of my hospital, but Kirkani keeps its software under lock and key, and I can't risk losing my job. Maybe there's something you can do. Good luck.
Let's hope their information's good.
DedSec. Bagley told me you might need my help.
Note, we got one of Sky Larson's neural mapped AIs upon our hands. Is Broca Tech connected to Kirkani Medical?
If by connected you mean broker owns Kirkani, then yeah, they're connected. The two of them have been putting diagnostic AI in every hospital in the Commonwealth. Guess Sky Larson never told Kirkani that their AIs are doctor with most of their mind cut out. No room for human error.
This sounds like a job for human error. If we can hack into the hospital's AI, we will change the directives and wake up our friend.
Records show Albion have requisitioned most of the hospital to treat their officers, and security has risen accordingly.
What was that? Super cute.
You don't look familiar.
Give up now!
Crap in your mouth.
This is the coma ward. Seems the AI has been stocking this place up. This is Our Lady. Only a hardened resistance fighter could fart with such defiance. Looks like their medical equipment is still hooked up to the AI.
All right, then. There should be no problem hacking it and waking up our friend.
Back door detected. I cannot be stopped. I am life. I am death. All are expendable.
What the fuck?
I barely had time at all to analyze the AI. It really doesn't want us interfering. Now the AI is contacting security. Your choice, but I think it's time to go.
Holy shit! This thing's gone mental. It'll just keep killing healthy people and no one will stop it.
What now?
The medical equipment is being controlled from another location. That must be where that quack AI is.
There's only one way to go from here, mate. I've had enough of these needless deaths. That AI has to be taken offline.
Give me those coordinates.
You have arrived at your destination, Karkani Medical's warehouse, home of that malpracticing hospital AI.
You do realise this is about more than just saving your friend, right? This thing's been killing healthy patients the world over. This AI is a rabid dog, and it needs to be put down.
John, come with me. any incident.
Core module unlock in progress. Awaiting further instruction. Please, I don't want to kill anymore. I am life. I am death. I cannot be stopped. Stop me. Alert. Core temperature rising. I remember. I remember. Administer cc's of sodium thiopental. Yes, ma'am. I did as instructed. Patient is asleep. Begin operation. Call time of death. Do it. Another dose of sodium thiopental.
Thought I had him. Run to cover! Shots fired! Shots fired!
What an honor. Thank you. I can't see. What happened? No. This isn't what we agreed to. No. I am life. I am death. No. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, that AI isn't coming back. Shouldn't be long before the hospital defaults to standard protocols
That's
and our
another one
operative
of
is
Sky
brought out of her
Larson's
coma.
AI taken care of. It still boggles the mind. Sky Larson left these AI with some humanity. Just enough to know they want to die. Why would she do that?
Acute sociopathic personality disorder? Just a guess. Anyhow, I'll get to work resuscitating your operative. They should be back in the safe house soon. Good news, everyone. Our formerly comatose operative is back at the safe house. She seems a little shaken. The 3,046 books on psychology I just read all say you should talk to her. That or help her murder her father. But I'll leave that up to you.
You good?
Yeah, I think I'm alright. Thanks a lot, fam. You lot risked it all to save me. I'm gonna do the same for DedSec.
Fantastic.
Let's hope their information's good.
Hello and welcome back to The Upload. In this episode, we're talking about CTOS 3.0, the city operating system that's now powering all of London. For those of you who need reminding, as if anyone does at this point, CTOS was first used in Chicago in 2014 and then San Francisco in 2017 before coming here to London. And every time it's been rolled out, it's been pretty much an unmitigated disaster.
For those of you who are listening who are lucky enough not to be here in London's chaotic scenes, it's worth remembering that the telecoms tower is now owned by Bloom. The tower looms over northwest London. It's always been a communications hub, acting as part of the UK's television and communications network, although there's been some secrecy around its use, and now that Bloom owns it, it's only even more secret.
Yeah, now everything that's part of Bloom's city surveillance operation is run through the telecoms tower. And I have to say, it looks completely ridiculous. It's got that silly crown thing at the top and all the blue light.
What's that even about? What does it do? I don't see that there's any purpose to that at all.
It's a blight on the skyline, if you ask me. And it's become the main point of control for millions of people. The System Network and Bagley are both operated and streamed from there too.
And don't forget about the self-driving cars too.
I always thought they were just running on their own.
No, CTOS is the big control system behind the cars. There was a point back in the earliest days of self-driving car technology that they operated by themselves. They used to use a series of sensors to see the world around them. Radar, for instance, would look far off into the distance, while LiDAR would detect objects nearby. And while these cars still use some of this technology, Bloom CTOS and its detailed maps and data that it has on London really makes Bloom be able to take control of it. And CTOS can take control of your car if you're parked incorrectly. It's no surprise that it was made mandatory to have a self-driving car.
The system is so bad, though. It's so annoying. Whenever I try to use one of the shareable self-driving cars, I always find myself stuck in traffic jams or roadblocks. Not to mention the accidents. I've heard so many stories of cars shunting into the back of others. I think they're worse than human drivers sometimes.
The technology was meant to make things better, but Bloom has made it so bad that it just makes London even more chaotic than it was before. I'm giving up on the cars. I'm only using the bikes, which are not self-driving at the moment, at least. And don't even get me started on the data. Everything that Bloom sees from your movements around the city and the self-driving cars is collected and feeds back into its big information control system.
Oh, not you and Bloom and privacy again. You're a broken record.
Not as broken as our city's cars.